And a good Sunday evening to you, meteorologist Dan Skeldon, on a very hot and humid weekend, third weekend of July. Usually this is the hottest time of the year, at least according to climatology and averages. So nothing unusual here. Heat index up around or over 100 today. Nothing unusual about that. We're not breaking records in this pattern, but this is, when you combine the heat and humidity, hot weather can be deceptively dangerous. So you want to stay hydrated, you want to limit your exposure, and you want to stay safe. As promised, Kenzie making an appearance, quick appearance here. She was well hydrated today, playing in the water, and you're what, 16 months now, and a little more, and walking up a storm now as well. Missed the pool at her grandmother's house this weekend, but we'll probably be at grandma's next weekend for the pool. Yes, you will. So probably the last week Kenzie may be a guest, at least a regular guest, because we hope, now you want to come back up? We hope to start Tidal Flooding Talk with guests and with our co-host Paul McCarty, and back to normal, we hope, next weekend. That is the plan anyway, as of right now. So we'll see if the plan comes to fruition, but we've been hoping to get back to normal, and keep on saying, all right, it looks like a week or two, but it might finally be next week, and we should know for sure by tomorrow if things are going to be back to normal. No flooding to talk of, no real thunderstorms either, but we got a lot of hot weather, which can always be conducive to popping a shower or a thunderstorm. And as we go through tomorrow and Tuesday, there might be a couple. Wednesday and Thursday, those thunderstorm chances go up, and then they go back down, I think, towards Friday and Saturday. I think a lot of people want to know when the hot weather is going to go down. You've watched me for any length of time. Hot weather is my least favorite type of weather. I am a fall than winter person. I'm not a big fan of the heat and humidity. What you got? You got my Apple Watch. Okay. Well, you can have that, I guess. But Kenzie likes the heat. Amanda likes the heat. Most people like summer first. So when is the oppressive heat and humidity going to go away? Probably, I think, not today, not tomorrow. I think Tuesday is still going to be quite hot, but it's going to be a little bit less humid. So, highs are still going to be in the 90s, but the humidity may back off a little bit to make it a little more bearable. So I think as far as the worst heat-humidity combination, it is today and tomorrow. Tuesday, the heat backs off. And then Wednesday, Thursday, still going to be hot and humid. We have to see how many showers and thunderstorms are around. If you get a thunderstorm, obviously it cools you off. It doesn't really do anything about the humidity, but it does lower the temperature and cools you off a little bit. If you don't see a shower or storm, you stay really hot and humid throughout the day. So it's almost where you kind of root on these thunderstorms. Number one, you don't have to water your garden or your grass. And number two, it does cool you off. Although, again, it does add a lot more moisture to the air as well. I don't see any widespread severe weather, but when it's this hot and humid, plenty of fuel to fire up thunderstorms, you always run the risk of some heavy downpours, some flooding, and any stronger storm could bring some gusty wind as well. Storms today mostly in Pennsylvania, maybe into far northwestern New Jersey, not so much towards the shore. But again, I think tomorrow and Tuesday there are a chance of a couple of storms, and Wednesday and Thursday those chances go up for some scattered showers and storms. Dog days of summer are here. It's supposed to be hot, it's supposed to be humid, and there's supposed to be thunderstorms, and we got all of them lined up in our forecast, right? Kenzie's helping Mom cook, so we have some burgers on the grill tonight, and some sweet corn as well. You want to get down? Yeah, you can get down. There you go. No, you want to get back up? Okay. A little undecided today in this hot weather. We have some burgers. We have some fresh, just picked sweet corn. We're really excited for that. And what else do we got? Some baked beans that Amanda made from scratch. So we have those as well. So they got some short rib from our butcher shop, and some molasses, and I think great white northern beans. She does a whole recipe. They've been in the crock pot since last night, so they'll look really good too. So burgers, beans, and corn on the cob, and very excited for that. And then some great farm stand peach pie with some fresh peaches as well. So that's dessert with some vanilla ice cream. So Kenzie and Amanda and Dan are eating very well tonight, and probably Reese and Rosie a little bit as well. So once again, Tidal Flooding Talk brought to you by the New Jersey Coastal Coalition. We will hopefully be back, perhaps socially distanced at the Irish pub, perhaps, no promises yet, as soon as next Sunday. And if we are, I will, of course, let you guys know ahead of time. But it'll be nice to get back to normal, talk weather, talk storms, talk preparedness with weekly guests rather than as wonderful as Kenzie is and as popular as Kenzie is. It'd be nice to get back to a little sense of normalcy as far as that goes. Appreciate all you guys logging on today. Nice to see everyone here. Carol Sicarella, Ray Riley, Susan Walker, Maria Afroniti, Virginia Budinsky, good to see you as well. Come here, Kens. I think our dinner is just about ready. So yeah, hot and humid, the dangerously hot, humid weather, the excessive heat warnings, especially away from the shore, will be through tomorrow. And then we'll have to see what happens the rest of the week. There's no real big relief on the way. I don't see, and nor do we expect it in July where you get, strong cold fronts coming through and bringing, a taste of fall our way. That can happen in August. Mid to late August, you can get, the cold front that breaks summer's back and starts easing us a little bit lower, but not in late July. This is the hottest time of the year. Summer is doing what summer is supposed to be doing, which means the beach is a good place to be. Although, granted, some fog issues along the beach at times of New Jersey and Delaware during the day today, where you get the very, very, very humid air over the warm humid air or hot humid air over the cooler ocean. It can generate fog banks. So we did have that issue a little bit along the shore today. There were even dense fog advisories up for a time as well. Frank McCall, good evening to you. Brad Clark, hi to you. Irene Brooks, when will we finally get rid of this excessive heat? Again, I don't see any, sweeping relief. I don't see any very comfortable weather in sight. The air conditioner is probably going to be running for a while. I do see a slight break in the humidity Tuesday. So I think tomorrow is even a little worse than today. And then I do think Tuesday, while hot, it will be a little bit less humid. And then we'll have to see what happens later on in the week. Wednesday and Thursday, I think, again, thunderstorm chances go up. And I don't really see the heat going anywhere. Some days we could be like in the, upper 80s. Some days will be low to mid 90s. And on occasion, like tomorrow, for instance, it could very well be upper 90s. Summer, again, doing what it's supposed to be doing. Sometimes it does this more often than others. Sometimes we have summers where you have, 10 to 12 day heat waves. I remember back in the summer of 2011, we had back-to-back days where the high temperature was 105 degrees, which is insane. I mean, that's record blistering heat. I've never been as hot as those back-to-back days. The heat index went up to like 121. Very unusual. That's kind of like the bar. It's very tough to get up there. Today and tomorrow the heat index can be up over 100, but you're not going to get to 121, 122 like we were back in 2011. That 2011, 2012 were some of the hottest summers on record, and thankfully we're not going to do that again anytime soon. We hope, anyway. Right? Yes. You want to come back up? You want to come back up again? Okay. All right. So, Kenzie, we're going to have some dinner, okay? You want to say bye to everyone? You want some cheese? A little preview? Yeah, there you go. Humidity is as bad, Irene says, as on the arthritis as the rain is. And unfortunately, in this area, when it gets hot in the summer, very oftentimes the humidity comes with it. I mean, you can have days of dry heat like Arizona heat, but more often than not, it's Florida heat in this part of the country. The Arizona heat is a little more rare. It can happen. Saturday wasn't particularly humid, or not as humid, but it's more often the Florida heat in this part of the country this time of year, unfortunately. Anything else you want to add before we close? Hopefully, we'll be back. Tidal Flooding Talk with guests, Irish Pub, next week. Everything's safe and social distanced. We did have a very nice trip up in New England, seeing our best friends and seeing my family. Social distance, of course, as well. Because you get to, see her Rhode Island and Massachusetts family. She hasn't seen since Thanksgiving. So it was a very, very nice trip last weekend. So hopefully, New Jersey Coastal Coalition will bring you back Tidal Flooding Talk from the Irish Pub. Guests and co-host Paul McCarty will hopefully be joining us as well. Starting next week. I'm not sure if Palm is back next week. I think she might be off next week, but she'll be back the week after that. That's the plan anyway, and again, I will keep you posted. Tropics are quiet, forgot to mention that. So Vicky, your question, a couple of weeks we were concerned about the Saharan sand heading our way. Sand never came up this far. It was more of a southeastern part of the country and Caribbean, the Saharan dust. And there's still some dust out there, although not as intense as what it was. It did squash tropical development, which is good. And tropical development is still, relatively quiet. There's no systems that are going to threaten the East Coast. We had Tropical Storm Faye, of course, last Friday, where heavy rain was the bigger concern and panned out that way. It's going to be a busy hurricane season. We're already on technically we're up to the next storm being named G. So it's going to be a busy season. Remember, the worst of it is always August 15th through September 15th. So we'll see what that brings. Appreciate you guys logging on. Thanks for tuning in and stopping by for a couple minutes on this hot Sunday evening. Remember, stay hydrated. Stay out of the heat. Limit your exposure, if you can. Pools, air conditioning, lakes, waters are all ocean, beach, great places to be. You also want to take care of the pets. We always remind you in the cold weather, but remember in the hot weather as well. I was at the aforementioned butcher shop yesterday, and someone went in, and a dog was left in the car. The windows were open like that, and granted, he's probably only going to be in there for a few minutes, but I mean, we never bring Reese or Rosie with us anywhere in this heat unless we're staying in the car with them and it's air conditioned. You have to use common sense, and I mean, so many times you see dogs in hot cars or left out on decks or whatever, and again, use common sense and take care of our four-legged friends during this weather as well. Carol Oaks, I'm with you, ready for Alaska, or at least ready for fall. Fall and winter all the way for me, rather than this stuff. Maria Fernerdi, thanks. We will enjoy the dinner, which is ready now. Barbara Murphy. It's actually my daughter, not my granddaughter, and my wife is going to laugh at that. So it is my daughter. I'm in my low 40s in weather technology, in weather terms, not early. I say low 40s, lower half of the 40s. I guess I got a little started late, but Kenzie is my daughter. So she's my, but she is the granddaughter of my mom and dad. All right. On that note, Amanda's chuckling in the background, and dinner is ready. We'll see you back here next Sunday, perhaps from the Irish Pub. We'll keep you posted. Have a great weekend, and stay safe.